Bienvenidos, damas y caballeros. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in this week. We're your hosts. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Tom.
I'm Tadeo.
We are three American expats coming to you from the beautiful capital city of South American Buenos Aires, Argentina. The podcast about everything but nothing with some expat life, news, and comedy thrown in. This is The Velvet Hammer.
Okay, let's go.
Ooh-wee.
This weekend win.
Oh, there we go. All right, first laugh of the day.
Yeah, oh my God. Have we not been inundated with water
Oh my God.
just way too long?
About
They
a week
got
and a
4
half.
inches
Yeah.
in some places. I don't know if that was in Buenos Aires or in the Puertas, the suburb.
Yeah.
But 4 inches of rain, that's a bunch of rain.
Jeez, I think they said 300 millimeters after in all total. So much. Like, and all in the course of what, 2 weeks? Because we were talking about this last podcast.
Yeah.
I think we were, yeah.
And it's still...
It came back.
Yeah, it hasn't left. We've just been
Just
raining.
incredible. Yeah.
Rain. They even got hail in some places.
Oh, yeah.
Hail, breaking windows.
Yeah, it
Tearing
flattened,
crops.
flattened cornfields.
Yep, look at that. Whole crop's lost.
Oh, God.
It hailed.
For rain, abnormal, highly abnormal, as they were saying. This is it, and it's ruined soybeans, which we talked about last week, I believe.
Ruined some-
I believe.
Yeah, it's been really wet around here, you know.
Oh,
It's just
God.
kind of crazy.
It's just really nice to see the sun again.
Oh, it's a beautiful day today.
Yeah, if you
High of 68.
Oh yes.
A cool day.
Cool.
It's
yeah.
yeah,
Starting
it's
to cool
cool.
off.
If you guys have been with us traveling and you were here for that rain, I'm so sorry. You picked a really bad week to visit.
Yeah. Rain.
Well, okay, what are we drinking today?
Oh my! I mean, it's all from the same company, so I guess it doesn't matter. You know,
How-
same beer, different can.
How do they change that when they're making beer? Now, I was in the musical instrument industry, and we made all our guitars in Korea, and you'd have one guitar going down the assembly line, and they'd stop the assembly line, and they'd change the decals that go on it. So the guitar would change from a Hondo to a Westbrook to a whatever the fuck name. The same thing. Do they do that with beer?
Maybe. Who knows? I mean. Maybe it might be like tobacco, where they take all the alcohol out, fix their formula, and then put the alcohol back.
I guess so. Maybe they have their malt and barley grated. Okay, on this one we use this grated malt. But
Right.
anyhow, what are we drinking?
I'm back to America, lady. Ladies and gentlemen, I got a Budweiser.
And I'm stuck on Quilmes. I love Quilmes.
Oh, wait, is that it? Are you sure? That's a.
Oh, it's Brahma.
Oh.
Well, what's the difference? We just talked
Right.
about that. You're
Right.
drinking a Quilmes too.
That's
It's
true.
in a red can. Mine's in a yellow can.
That's true.
That's how we grade them. I'm drinking the Budweiser today.
So we got two Americans.
The king of beers. Budweiser.
And they're going Argentina.
Oh, what are you gonna
Well,
do?
Brazil actually. It's right
Actually,
there.
we just look for the good prices. And whatever's on sale, it's a good deal.
Yeah. And weirdly, like the prices have been changing so much recently on these things.
Oh yeah, I was commenting on that. Why is beer so cheap in some places?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Is it
well,
because
the
of-
Chino we go to next door to
Oh, yeah.
Palacio Barolo, they haven't changed their price on Brahmas and Budweisers. They're like 1,200 pesos, which is like $1.20.
Yeah.
And they haven't changed that for
A long
3
time.
months.
Well, good for her because she keeps
Yeah.
she keeps people coming.
That's
Well,
right.
I mean,
You know,
but
she
the-
sees us walk
those
in on
divas-
Thursdays when we do this
Oh, Lord.
podcast, and she says, "Oh boy, I get to pay the light bill today."
Oh no. Oh no. But no, really though, why? Like,
You know, and the Dias and the Carrefours, they go down almost half the price of the Chinos for the
Right.
beers.
But they're not cold.
They're not cold, yeah.
That's
They're
the problem.
coldish.
yeah.
And I think people are willing to bite that bullet because for them that's a lot of money. And in this economic time when you can't pay your bills and everything's just so bad, it's nice to just get a beer. And everyone's just like,
you know
oh,
what?
I just want a
700
goddamn
pesos
beer.
for a beer. Yeah.
Like, I just want a beer
yeah.
to calm down and relax. A beer. A cheap,
Yeah.
slightly warm beer.
The history of civilized mankind.
Slightly cold
Like,
beer.
I mean, are people like depressed, like so depressed that they have to make the prices so low? They're like, oh, everyone's depressed. Let's lower the price of beers now.
I think they are depressed. I
Well,
mean,
you know, there's a big chain like Magic Market or 7-Eleven here is called Open 25 Hours, and like hundreds of them, the convenience stores. And I was in one close to my house,
Open
and
Mexico.
the beer cooler that has a little temperature gauge in there. It was set at -2.
Oh,
which,
wow.
which is about 29 degrees.
Ooh-wee. Yeah.
Which is great. That's why they're so cold.
What did you say? Magic Market?
Yeah, do you remember Magic Market?
I have no idea what that is.
This is a thing. I didn't
What
know
is
that.
Magic Market? Is that real?
It's like, it's like a 7-Eleven.
Okay, 7-Eleven. Oh, wow. Okay.
You guys,
Piggly Wiggly.
I have never heard of this.
you miss so much life.
Magic Market.
What is a
You were
what?
wandering around in the universe, and I was down there buying at Magic Market cigarettes and beer. You know,
I heard of Magic Marker.
20
Magic
years
Market?
before you were born.
Are they still around, Magic Market?
I have no idea. They were mainly in Atlanta.
I see that might be. Magic Market, Piggly Wiggly. Is that even a thing?
And there was another one,
Pink and white or something? Pink and white.
I can't remember what it was.
We have 7-Eleven and Circle K.
7-Eleven, yeah, that's about
And
it.
AM PM. But
Oh yeah, AMP and get the Slurpee.
AM PM.
There was nothing like Verano or something,
Wow.
or Verdero.
Valero.
Valero, yes,
Oh, yeah.
Valero.
Oh.
Yeah, they
there's a
were
gas
big in the
station.
Midwest.
Oh wow, they
Yeah, the gas station. Yeah, we got
eventually
one.
came to California. Yeah.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
we always went to because it was right next to the freeway. Right before you go to work, you get your gas and you drive off to work.
Hey,
Yeah.
you talk about franchises expanding. There's a Sbarro. You know,
Oh,
on
yeah.
the New Jersey Turnpike,
Yeah, they had
they have all these Sbarro pizzas. There's one
Yeah.
on Corrientes
Yeah,
here
they had
in
a-
downtown Buenos Aires.
They had a
Yeah.
big grand opening. They were doing a huge sale on their pizzas for their grand opening.
That's a re-grand opening because they were here a year and a half ago.
Oh,
I thought,
wow.
Sbarro, what do I
Yeah.
come to Buenos Aires to eat pizza off the New Jersey Turnpike?
You're
Come on,
right.
man.
Right, they're in all the malls in California. All the big. I remember
Really?
Inland Center Mall. There's a Sbarro, but never outside.
Always in the mall in California. It was always
Yeah.
the mall.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
one. There's one in Italy, and they're mainly on the Autostrada, which is a freeway, and it's called Autogrill. And you pop into an Autogrill, you're going to get the best sandwich you've ever had. Panino.
Oh,
It's
interesting.
wonderful.
But it is Italy. Oh, hell, I bet everything's just better in Italy just because.
It is.
Just
It
because.
is. It really is better. But
I mean, here the convenience stores, they don't really have names, just kioscos. But they do have the 25 hours, which is basically that they're open all the time. There's
There's El Heavy.
El Heavy, yeah. There's
and
convenience
there's another one
stores.
too that's all around 25 hours.
Yeah, there's the 25, which is the red sign. The heavies are yellow. Oh, there is one more.
There's another market something.
Yeah. Oh, I can't think of it. And then there's just general mom pop owned kioscos.
Sure.
Yeah, those are everywhere. There's a lot of
Yeah,
those,
they're all over the place. Every other block.
Kiosco.
Yeah. And you get
Which
your
is
cigarettes,
nice.
your
It's nice, yeah.
Coca-Cola, a couple snacks, a Gatorade, all made by Quilmes, by the way. All made by Quilmes. Coca-Cola made by Quilmes.
They heat hot water there too. They have little hot water heaters because everyone drinks mate, so you can go
right.
get your
Oh,
little
yeah,
thermos
yeah.
filled with hot
My
water
aqua calda.
for 10,
Okay.
10
They say out front. You can
50
bring a
cents.
thermos in and get it filled up so you can drink
Yeah, so agua
mate.
caliente.
Yeah, I've
Everybody
done that
drinks
before.
mate
Yeah.
here. It's
Yeah.
disgusting.
It's
It's an acquired taste.
It's an
It's an
acquired
acquired
taste.
taste.
Yeah.
I mean, here we are drinking beer.
I acquired the taste. I acquired the taste for Scotch. I don't think I'm going to acquire the taste for mate.
It's actually kind of good once you get used to it. I used to drink it with a lot of sugar, and I can drink it just straight up.
Well, you drink the mint one too.
That's
It's
true.
like a mint.
I need a cup with mint in order to handle it.
So-
Although
It's
like
sometimes
drinking
I
mint
do-
tea.
So
Yeah.
explain to us what the mate
Mate.
ritual is.
Mate.
Yeah, I mean, mate is based off. It's a friend it's part of the holly family. So it's basically you're drinking a ground up holly. And I mean, actually, you would know this better because
Yeah,
you
it's-
drink a lot more than me, and you
Okay.
have more friends that actually drink in the park. Because when I go to the park, I don't drink mate; I drink alcohol.
Yeah, right. Who wants to lug around? It's
Jesus.
I was like, "Why are you drinking this tea in the park, honey? It's nice and sunny. I want to bask in the non-sun and drink beer."
Bask in the shade
Yeah,
and
exactly.
drink beer.
And they got that thermos
Yeah.
tucked underneath their armpit.
On the armpit.
Yeah,
Yep.
so, yeah. You
I-
know about this because you and your friends do this.
I always because it's
Y'all
a nice
bougie.
little tradition. You on the way to the park, you usually buy some facturas, which are
Lovely little
croissants,
sweets.
yeah, little sweet
It's
snacks.
so good, yeah.
Or you get some little crackers. They're called bizcochos.
Scotches, yeah.
And you'll go to the park and you kind of have this little ritual. You put the mate in, you shake it around
And do you put the mate into what?
into a. It's called yerba that we put it
Yeah,
in.
yerba is the name.
Yerba is the actual word for it, and the mate is the actual cup.
Yeah.
So we're saying that reverse all the whole time.
Really?
Yeah, the name of the
that.
cup is called the mate. The yerba is the
Your herb,
is the tea.
yeah.
That's the
Basically
stuff.
herb.
Yeah.
And it's basically the ground up tree.
Yeah.
They
It's
just
ground
take the
up
branches
holly.
and leaves off of this holly tree and they just
Yeah.
grind it up. And sometimes they add mint or they add like lemongrass and stuff.
Lemongrass.
I like the lemongrass.
Yeah.
But we'll go there, you'll sit, and you'll drink the mate and you'll pass it around.
Yeah.
It wouldn't take, it's like 2 sips, 2 little sips.
And you
And
drink
you
it out of a
pass-
straw.
You drink out of this little metal straw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's got a screen at the bottom of the straw.
So it doesn't suck all the.
So it doesn't suck all that shit in.
Yeah.
It's not
You know?
shit, Tom. It's delicious.
Oh,
It's very high in antioxidants. It's really good for your liver. Like
Yeah,
especially
there you go.
especially those of us who drink.
there
It's
you go.
really good for your liver. Like it cleans your liver out.
My liver gave up decades ago.
Jesus, no more.
Yeah.
He's gonna do what he's gonna do.
White flag.
Oh, like after a hard.
I'll keep cleaning it out.
Yeah, after a birthday weekend, like that's what I just
Mate.
drank mate. I just drank mate. I felt better, got my antioxidants, cleaned my liver out, I pissed all day.
You know what? I think that's why they drink a lot of
really
mate here
good.
as well, because Argentina's like the 2nd or 3rd most drinkiest country in,
Oh my
in
gosh.
Latin America.
It really? I did not know that.
The per capita drinks, I think Argentina is one of the top.
Wow.
They like to drink down
Okay.
here. So they gotta
That's why
cleanse
we
the
like
liver.
it down here. We're all a bunch of drunks.
kind of country.
Wine, beer, Fernet. Ooh,
Oh, yeah. Oh,
that's
Fernet.
another required taste.
Well, that's in Italy too. I can't stand Fernet.
yeah, Fernet's
No,
disgusting.
I'm not gonna drink
Ugh.
Fernet.
Yeah, no. And they always drink it with Coca-Cola. I did it with Pepsi once and they scolded me.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
like, what are you doing?
Grapefruit, right?
No, Pepsi. I did it with
Pepsi,
Yeah.
okay.
Like, usually it's either Fernet and Coke, never Pepsi. For some reason, I don't know. It's the same shit. But I put Pepsi in and the bitches were scolding me. They're like, hey, why are you drinking it with that? It's supposed to be Fernet and Coke. I was like, what? It's Pepsi's the same thing. My mom likes Pepsi. Jesus.
Yeah,
Come on. I like Pepsi.
I like Coke.
Uh,
And Pepsi to me is just a little bit softer. This is in the States.
I think it's a little bit
But-
sharper.
Well,
Oh, look
no,
at that.
Oh.
in the States, I think
okay.
Coke is a little bit sharper.
Oh.
But in Europe, it's switched around.
Oh, really?
The Pepsi is
Oh.
the sharper thing, and the
Okay.
Coke is less. I don't know what they're doing with it, but
Different
it's
recipes.
secret formula from
Yeah.
1880.
Yeah,
You
true.
know,
I mean,
Callan Waltz in Atlanta, they invented that. And actually, Coca-Cola really did have cocaine in it.
Oh,
That's
wow,
not
that's about-
just
yeah,
an
the coca
urban
leaves,
myth.
that's right, it was
That
coca
is
leaves.
true. They started out. That's why they called it Coca-Cola.
Because it was like, you got amped up.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Callan
it was
Waltz
like
family.
wow, interesting.
Woo.
But then back in the day, they used to think that was medicinal, so.
I mean, it is medicinal. Technically, it kind of
It
is.
is medicinal now. I don't feel so bad now. Quick, give me my medicine. I can't breathe.
Right. That's what they gave Biden for the State of the Union, the original formula, Coca-Cola. Oh, no, damn.
Coke original.
I'm going to hell for that.
I mean, they used to sell it in pharmacies. Go to the pharmacy, get your Coca-Cola.
Wow. Oh, my God.
I mean, they sold all this. It was like pharmacies used to be soda stands back in the day, too. So you could get any kind of soda at the pharmacy.
Wow.
But-
How things have
Oh.
changed.
I've seen those pictures, with all the people lined up. They got all the white people on one end, they got the black people at the other end.
Oh,
Oh,
Lordy.
no. They're like,
You've seen those pictures.
everyone's going in
I'm
to
sure
do
you
their
have. Everybody's seen those
pharmaceuticals.
photos. Yeah.
Man, America.
Oh,
Jesus.
living in America.
Oh, which I
So-
no longer do.
So what is it now?
South
It's,
America.
Jacked Up Joe.
Oh, Lord.
Oh Lord! After that State of the Union thing, and man, he was on another planet. He thought, I'd like to have some of what he was on.
Oh, my
But
goodness.
one of the guys on Fox News coined the term "jacked up Joe." He says, "I don't care how many Red Bulls he's gonna drink." The next day, he was just the
So
same.
obviously- and he probably got fed that term from the Trump campaign. They're like, hey, psst, next time you go live, call him Jacked Up Joe. He's gonna be Jacked Up Joe, and then I'll say it later. Okay, great. Let's go. It's gonna be great. Sorry.
God. So he went to Arizona last week, and this was the longest trip he's made in his entire presidency. Was to go to Arizona to fundraise.
Oh,
And
Biden.
Biden did,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
And he made some appearances. He was trying to get the Latino vote.
Well, he's lucky he didn't go there in the
And
summer.
They showed him making a speech, and he says, "Well, let me tell you something." And he kind of trails off, and then all of a sudden, this mariachi band starts playing after about 10 seconds, and he goes, "Oh, I like that." Starts dancing to it, And then he was trying to introduce somebody, and it's a very common Latina name. I can't remember the name, but he couldn't get the pronunciation right. And he said it like 4 or 5 times and never did get it right.
Jeez.
And then he went to a Mexican restaurant in Phoenix. And that's where he's kicking off his Latino vote.
Oh, Lord.
And like the guy on Fox says, all wrong, totally wrong,
God.
complete disaster.
Yeah, I mean, and after like living here in South America for close to now 6 years, it's like kind of shameful. Like it's just like,
Pandering
dude,
or what?
the way that was all handled, like, oh, I'm gonna go to Arizona, have a mariachi band play, go to a Mexican restaurant, not pronounce anything correctly, like not even take like a small oration class on how to pronounce a Spanish word. All you gotta do is pronounce one name correctly, and what really? And now all of South America is looking at this guy like, what?
Yeah, right. He
What?
really succeeded at that. He
Yeah, I
started-
mean, but I mean that's what I mean. After
Pandering.
living here, like people talk to us about like they're like, wow, they love us when we speak Spanish because they're like, oh my God, what we see of your country is a bunch of people that can't speak Spanish and could give a rat's ass.
Rat's ass. Woo, that's the word.
But here we are, like really evangelizing, like being really good for our country. We're like, speaking the language, talking with people, being friendly, eating all the food, going out, making friends. And they're like, you guys are so different than what the stereotype of your country is. And I think we're like good not arbiters. Arbiters is a good word, but we're good ambassadors of our country.
Yes.
We're doing a good job. I think.
No matter what level Spanish you have here, the people here in Buenos Aires are very patient with you.
Yeah.
And they'll listen to you, and they'll toss in a little bit of English, and you speak your Spanish. Maybe they'll correct you on your Spanish if you know them really well. Like you didn't say that right.
Right.
But that's great.
Right. But they appreciate it, and it breaks the stereotype. It breaks the stereotype because I'm pretty sure South America thinks of us as idiots. They're like, these stupid people. Mexico is right next door, and they can't even treat the Mexicans right. How are they going to treat us down here? Thousands of miles away, they're definitely not going to treat us any better. So, goodness God, for us to be here.
I would say more than just South America. I would say even Europe thinks we're the laughing stock. And probably the Chinese people laugh at us because they speak English and they speak Chinese. Germans speak German and English. Everyone speaks English and their own language.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Americans can't even get like
another
basic Spanish down. It's just like
right.
Hola, okay, and it's like, come on, especially if you're taking it in high school now and.
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, I think we were out somewhere the other day, and I was speaking with this group of a couple folks, and we were talking about some philosophical thing about the government. And out of nowhere, the people asked, well, where are you from? I go, I'm from the United States. And then all of a sudden, they all start speaking in English. And I'm like, what?
Oh, I know.
And
that kills me when that happens.
It was but it was in a good way. I was like, they're like, can you tell us about our English? And I was like, your English is so good. Where did you learn? And they're like, oh, thank you. I've never had the chance to speak English. I've been learning for so long.
They let us suffer for a long time. And finally somebody breaks the ice and, oh my God, you can speak English, please.
But then they flip up. Then I was like, well, we can go back to Spanish, right? It's like, how about you speak in Spanish because your Spanish is good. Thank you so much. You speak Spanish, we'll speak English, and we can practice together. And then that's what we ended up doing. I was speaking in Spanish to them, and then they were speaking English to me. Then we ended up sharing and like, oh, well, like, you didn't say that right, or you can say like this. But it's an appreciation.
With moderation.
And but we break the stereotype. Like, we're not all idiots and assholes, you know? Come on. It's not that bad. Not all of America is rotten.
Oh, I saw it. You know, Enel is the big electric company in Europe. Enel is everywhere. They're completely incompetent in Italy at any rate. You know, I have a house with an apartment, and I have 2 different meters, so I don't even turn on the apartment meter, but I turn on my house meter. They send me a bill identical for the house and the apartment because both of the accounts are in my name. Oh, and I'm going like, you gotta be kidding. I get two $200 electric bills, and my friends in Italy say, well, you just have to turn the other one off or connect it to the other one because they're always going to do that. But my point here is Enel was going to sell its shares in Edisur. Edisur in Argentina. It's the electric company. But after what Milei has done, all of his issues, Enel decided to keep their interest in Edisur in Argentina.
Makes sense.
Which is really a huge thing. That's a major corporation that was pulling out. And after Milei was elected and has done what he's done, his first 100 days was last week.
Yeah.
They're not pulling out anymore. They say, we're going to stick around.
Yeah, I would imagine because they think that if he's going to privatize it, then it's going to get privatized and they should start making more money. Yeah, because you're not going to make money off of a government-run. Government doesn't make money; it takes money. Speaking of 100 days, well, we know the omnibus got yanked. They yanked the omnibus.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it was
the whole thing.
Yeah, he yanked it. So this actually happened a long time ago. We just completely lost track. This was like February 6th. He yanked it. So they had passed it around. They were like, okay, we'll pass this super watered down, like flooded version. Like we got flooded the last week. They had this flooded version, and Milei said, rather than have it killed, I'm just gonna pull it. And then he says he's gonna bring it back for the 2025 midterms, and he's gonna try again. So I think he's gonna try and campaign to get more of his Avanza per Libertad people into Congress during the midterms, and he's gonna try and raise awareness for his and get more people, so maybe it'll pass next time. But also, in the meantime, he's
a quick anecdote.
Yeah, go ahead.
Those who fight and run away live to fight another day. But go ahead.
Oh, fair, yeah. So he's like, in the meantime, he's going to keep doing anything that he can by decree that doesn't need any congressional approval. He's like, if you guys don't play ball with me, I'm just going to keep on decreeing around you. Yeah, he's just going to keep on decreeing. But on the, just some little facts, after his 100 days, February, he devalued again. He's going to devalue 2%. Inflation went to 276. Oh, God.
That's the highest in the world, by the way.
Yeah.
We are number one.
No, 276%.
200.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to February, it went up to 200.
We're talking about 12-month period.
Yeah.
That rolls.
Yeah, it just keeps on increasing. It was 256, and now it's 276.
But it was only 13% last month.
Oh, that's month to month.
Yeah, that's month to month.
That's month to month.
Yeah.
So that's like
Overall
125%. So that's better.
And he devalued by 2%, I believe. So he did an 80% on his inauguration, and then 2% every month. So most of the inflation is because he devalued, and then the January poverty information came out. 57.4% of the population is in poverty.
Yeah,
that is
that's sad.
That is like half the population, almost 60%. That's incredible.
And poverty here is like poverty.
Yeah, right. It's not like United States poverty. This is
This is like,
you can't eat, you have no house, you're on the streets, you're living in
you're living in like a brick house with cement floor, no windows, you just have a curtain over your window. That's shit.
Ooh.
Maybe you don't have running water. Like if poverty here
I don't think 60% of the people live like that.
No, I don't.
I think 60% of the people have some place to live, but they maybe can't buy, the beef and chicken. Maybe they have to buy beans and vegetables at the end of the month.
Yeah.
But I mean,
it's just.
I don't know. I really don't.
It's shocking that it's the majority of the country. Like that's. Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
That's an incredible number. That's so shocking.
I mean, another poll was taken where they asked people, has your economic situation worsened since Milei? 72% of people said yes.
Yes, yeah. I mean,
So
he probably said it.
Well, that was promised. He promised that it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
But then almost 90 people say that the people are paying 90%. Did I say people? 90
people.
90 people.
That ain't a whole lot.
Only 90 people.
Million people.
Only.
That's a low rating.
Right. Gotcha.
When asked if like the people, the population is paying for this economic adjustment, this economic patch that Milei is putting, 88% said yes, that the people are paying the brunt of it.
That makes sense.
And when asked is the politics like helping with this economic situation, only 24% of the people said yes. So they think that the politics are not helping, and the people are having to pay for this economic patch, everything that Milei is doing.
Well, they were paying with the inflation.
Yeah, I mean,
inflation is.
that isn't money out of your pocket.
Yeah,
that's called paying.
Right. Yeah,
and stop that shit.
And all the IMF loans that they were taking on in order to continue this horror spiral, death spiral.
It's sad that it got this bad.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Should have never got this bad.
Wait, and I think that I'm not defending the guy. I'm just kind of just thinking about like just in general like the philosophy of it. If it's this bad, it's gonna take something equally bad to get back to good. Like it got horrific here. So it's gonna take some serious shit to get their act together.
Speaking on that, does the United States have their act together? Aren't they like in trillions of debt? How are they not responsible for their debts, but Argentina has to pay the debts?
3.2 trillion.
So America is like broker than
not
broke.
as I do.
Wow. Do as I say, not as I do.
Wow.
So America is broke as hell.
Yeah.
And Argentina is just kind of broke then.
Right.
So we're like kind of broke,
Yeah.
but America, ooh man, y'all go, when the bill comes to pay and they're knocking at your door.
Oh no! And it's gonna be
dope.
China knocking at the door.
Oh Lord.
It's gonna.
And I bet you whoever the
America's
president
debt is all Chinese.
and whoever answers the door, they're gonna have a shotgun. Boom! You ain't taking my house, goddamn it! Boom! And then war starts.
They're gonna like, well,
You ain't taking my goddamn
I
house.
swear, I don't know. This is probably a joke, but there's probably some truth to this. One day, China's gonna come knocking, and they're gonna say, "It is time to pay your debt." I'm not even gonna do the Chinese accent because I'm gonna be sharing for it.
Yes.
Yeah, and they're like, "Well, you know what? How about this? Instead of paying with your dollars, we'll just take all your land. The United States is ours now." What? Yeah, in fact, the value of your debt is equal to the value of every single parcel of real estate in your country. So, it's ours now.
But don't worry, we have a lot of work for you. Clean our houses, you know,
Right.
pick up the garbage.
Yeah.
You know,
And
work in the 24 hours,
Right?
25
You have
hours.
a president. Your president is now Xi Jinping. Or Xi Jinping. And, you, boom. Oh, yeah, that national, what do you call it? National forest? Yeah, fuck that. That's a new factory. Chop it down and make paper.
A paper factory.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's destroy it.
It
God.
doesn't matter.
That's all just.
No, but
that's all
speaking of
conjecture.
that's happening in Africa,
Oh,
where
shit.
the Chinese government will give out these big loans to build infrastructure, and the African governments can't pay for it. So they're like, okay, well that's ours now. It's in the contract. So this airport we just built, you can't pay for the airport.
Oh
Okay, it's
my
our airport.
God.
Oh, that port we built there for your ships, you can't pay for it. Oh, well, it's ours until you can pay for it. Then so it's ours. So they're annexing all these parts of African countries.
Oh my
If
God.
you can't pay your bill,
God.
it's ours.
I wonder
So
if,
America,
like-
we can't pay the bill. Oh, they might just take,
I wonder if
LAX
that's
is
hidden
Chinese.
somewhere really deep in the United States debt contract. They're like, if you can't pay your bills, you just take your shit.
But they ain't gonna let that happen.
Yeah,
America's
course.
that's
like,
the way it works.
Yeah.
over my dead goddamn body.
Yeah, they're gonna go to war over it, and then
Yeah.
they realize they can't afford to make bullets or guns or bombs. They're like, well, wait, hold on. We're at war with the people who are giving us the money to fight wars. Oh, damn it. Obviously, they're not gonna fund us to defend against them.
No.
Oh,
And, you
no.
know, back to China. What about TikTok?
Oh,
Okay,
God.
there's a
TikTok.
lot of legislation that's saying
Oh,
that they want to ban TikTok
They
in the United States.
They passed it.
Yeah.
They,
Did they
they
pass
banned
it?
it. They banned it. Yeah.
Okay, well, I've had some recent experience with TikTok,
Oh, my
and the
goodness.
things that I have seen are little videos and,
That is
and
TikTok, just little
articles
videos,
and
yeah.
people talking.
Yeah.
They just do
And
little videos.
I have determined, I have kind of seen that the videos and things that are on there are destructive to the Western civilized way of life. Okay, I think that China is controlling this and trying to change the mentality of the Western world to make them think that what they think is real.
Oh, my.
Like
Okay.
misinformation kind
So-
of.
Misinformation,
propaganda.
yes. Okay. And an instance, okay,
I mean, it's always the hardest thing to prove is propaganda and misinformation.
yes,
That's
that's
the
true.
hardest thing to prove.
That's true.
Which
Okay.
is what makes it so effective. You can't prove it. You're like, oh wow, prove it. Prove that I'm spreading this.
And I
you
think
can't connect it to anyone.
I think this is why they banned it, is because they're doing this on a bigger level. They're trying to destroy the emotional, traditional, and philosophical values of Western civilization.
While maintaining their control of Facebook, which is doing the same thing. Except propagandizing in favor of the U.S.
Well, yeah, because it's just U.S. owned versus Chinese owned. Facebook does almost the same thing.
Yeah,
it's still a lot of misinformation.
You think it's money why they got rid of TikTok in the States?
Probably.
I think it was because it wasn't American owned.
Yeah,
because
it's a propaganda tool that America can't control.
Okay.
Zuckerberg was up.
Propaganda
all the time.
tool.
Yeah, they were able to control Facebook because Facebook is U.S. owned.
And still, they can't really control it. They had Zuckerberg on not on trial, but on what's it called, a subpoena.
Congressional
hearing, yeah. And he had to answer questions voluntarily.
Which is a farce.
And nothing ever really became of that.
Yeah, I know.
They made him stand up and apologize to people. He's like, "I'm sorry that your daughter killed herself," but nothing happened.
It's not my fault. I mean, come on now.
And I think they're still doing the same thing. He's still and also Elon Musk with Twitter, which I think is more powerful.
Elon Musk, just a couple days ago, he came out and he's changing his support to Trump.
Did he?
Yes.
Wow.
Maybe not hard, not those hard words, but he came out and he said, I think that Trump is more in the right direction.
Okay, yeah. He'll say something like blasé, like something soft.
Musk is he's a real left winger, right? I mean, he's.
But he also wants to make a lot of money.
Well,
which is idealistically sets him on the right.
Well, it's capitalism. you know. But anyhow, that was interesting that he's kind of swaying to the other side. Maybe he just goes with winners. You know, line yourself with winners. If you gotta line yourself,
right? It's a hedge. And you have an investment in one and what's it called, a put option on the other.
It's a risk or whatever. Yeah, but I feel like no one likes either one. If you're left wing or right wing. I think in one of the elections, 18% of the people recently voted. Where was it? God damn it, Minnesota, Michigan. God, but I don't know. 18% of people voted for Nikki Haley, even though she had suspended her campaign.
She wasn't even. She's like, I'm not even here anymore.
She's like, I'm not even running, but they still voted for her.
Jesus. Because people just want something different.
People want something that no one likes Joe.
No one likes Trump.
And they're kind of optimistic of Trump because he's a bit too, I don't know, I think he's kind of bold.
Yeah, and he's kind of an entertainer. But if there was somebody better than Trump, he or she might have actually gotten more votes. But there is no one.
That's the democratic process. If somebody's better than the other person, you vote for them.
Exactly.
But there isn't
anyone. There's nobody on the ticket.
It's that classic, that South Park thing where you have a choice between a douche or a shit sandwich.
Yeah, right.
Which one do you want? No, you have to choose one. I don't want you to choose. You have to choose. Choose, goddammit.
Choose between a douche and a shit sandwich. I choose a douche. It hurts.
It's like put him at gunpoint. He's like, which one do you want? Choose, you motherfucker. Yeah. So which one would you choose? A shit sandwich or a douche?
Oh my God.
I guess I would probably choose a douche. I guess I don't want to eat a shit sandwich.
Yeah, because after the shit sandwich, you're gonna need to douche.
Ew, you douche your mouth. Ugh.
That was gross. Sorry.
But it's like forcing you to choose something that you don't want anyway.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I don't want either. Well, I don't want to.
I don't know. That's just.
It's America now. At least here in Argentina, we actually had a 3-party system. 3 parties ran and were all contenders.
Yeah, true.
I think Australia, they have that. I'm not sure what happens in the UK.
At least they can duke it out.
Russia had 4 people, I think, run for president.
Oh, yeah, Putin was reelected. Did you hear that?
Yeah, someone got like 2% of the vote, someone got 3, and then Putin got 88%.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
It was just wild.
And the ones that got 2 and 3 disappeared.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What?
Somewhere in Serbia making ice cubes.
Oh my God.
The other one got killed. What's his name? Nilvani?
Oh,
He just randomly died a month before the election.
And they call Argentina corrupt. My God.
No, that's corruption.
Yeah, I didn't say anything. Please don't kill me.
And Putin's really rattling the nuclear saber now. He's like, wah, 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 wah. And North Korea, I read today that North Korea is conducting military operations that are specific to attacking the United States.
I mean,
now what that really means, I don't know.
No, I think that's some like that's just propaganda. It's like
You think
nationalist
so?
propaganda. Like how can a country that has like no contact with the world, no quote unquote, no contact with the world.
No contact with China.
Yeah, but I mean like
Half the world.
that's true.
Billion
I don't
people.
know.
I know they've been launching missiles that can reach Japan. They do all these missile tests into the water, but they can reach Japan, and they can reach, of course, South
Well,
Korea.
No, they don't have a chance. Those missiles, if they were really missiles, we would know there's nuclear warheads on them. We'd blow them out, and all the fallout would fall on
True.
South Korea.
Which
Which is kind of a bummer.
God,
Yeah.
yeah.
We have a base. I think it's called Harrison. Harrison base in South Korea.
Yeah.
Itaewon.
Yeah.
A huge
The
base
US
out there. So we have an eyeball right there next to South Korea. North Korea.
Okay. Question, just in
Oh,
general.
that's up there.
Question. So if there was like a war, do you think that we would start like bombing, like nuclear bombing each other, or do you think it would be like a world war of like AIs versus AIs, like destroying everyone's
Well,
like
that's
power
not-
systems,
that's happening
and, like
now, I
knocking
think.
out
Yeah.
power
I think
and
cyber
knocking out the
war
internet. And
is-
maybe some bombs will blow off and cut off like the cross-Atlantic and cross-Pacific internet lines.
Oh, they did that. Yeah, they destroyed the pipeline,
Yeah.
the oil pipeline. That happened.
Oh, that like maybe
Like destroying your energy sources, destroying whether it's gas or electricity or.
right. So are they really gonna like blow cities up, or is it gonna be a little bit more specific?
Like siege kind of style.
Well, it'd be interesting.
I don't think they're. I don't
Also-
think we have it in us to start blowing each other up anymore. I think that we just. I think we've gotten too pussy-ish.
Well, they also use drones now. They use drones with bombs on them to
That's
just go.
true,
They
yeah,
fly
yeah.
the drone into a group of people and
Yeah,
they blow
that's
it
true.
up.
It's a video game. War is a video game now. You're like.
Yeah. Well,
You
the big killer is
Oh,
going to be
God,
famine.
that's
I'm going
messed up.
really deep here. I'm
Oh,
sorry,
no,
but
that's fair.
that's how people
Grow
are going
your-
to
Yeah.
die in the next world.
Cut off- like you said, cut off your energy
They won't be
sources.
bombed. They won't be blown to bits. They won't be shot with bullets. They will die of hunger.
Yeah, I remember at the end of World War II, it was the Allied forces were making truces with to fly B-52. Was it B-52s, the big bombers?
Yeah.
To Denmark and stuff because the people were starving. They had no food. They were cut off from everything, and the Americans were just trying to like just drop some from MREs, like what, meals ready to eat. Yeah,
Right.
And they just dropped boxes and boxes. Luckily, the Germans didn't shoot them down, but the first couple ones got shot. But they were just driving,
Well,
flying over, and just
That's
dropping.
still happening right now. Just look at Gaza.
Oh,
fair,
yeah.
fair.
People are
But-
dying of famine.
Fair.
The last time they did that,
Is anyone
one
dropping
of-
food over them?
One of the
Yeah.
airdrops came from the United States, and they said, propaganda, whatever you want to believe, that immediately the Hezbollah came and got all the
Oh,
boxes.
and just took it all.
They knew it was coming, they took it all.
Also, one of the boxes fell and killed 5 people.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Well,
right.
okay. Jesus, that's really.
And also Israel, they're saying, this may be propaganda or not, but they're saying Israel is also putting food across, but it's like a can that you have to open with those little, lids like a beer top.
Oh yeah.
But once you open it, it's a bomb and it'll kill you.
Oh my God.
God.
So
Jesus.
it's just
Christ.
like
That's so
now you have
inhumane.
to, is it
Well-
food? Are you that hungry to risk death?
That's just so
Okay,
inhumane. I can't
the
even
following
believe.
content is not recommended for young children.
Yeah,
Okay,
we've already
I,
said
I,
it.
I
Okay,
have
okay.
I have a friend. Well, she's passed away now.
Viewer
and
discretion
she
is
would have been
advised.
104 years old this year, and she was in
That's
Italy
really depressing.
all through World War, and I think she was probably 16 years old when World War II got really bad in Italy, and she had like 8 brothers and sisters, and her father and her mother, all this. And what her father did one day is he went out and caught all the alley cats in the street and cooked them
Ooh,
to
God.
feed his family. And she
Jesus.
said, Yolanda is telling me the story when she's like 92 years old.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And she says, we came and we sat down for dinner, and there were like 7 plates with like a chicken, only it was a cat. And I said, did you eat anything? She said, nobody ate anything.
Oh God, yeah.
They were their cats. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, I mean,
you're talking about La Strada,
right?
Which is really, Fellini's flick La Strada is really about World War II, and that's depressing too.
Depressing.
So end of sensitive content.
Oh yeah, well, there's a lady. She's actually really famous on YouTube right now. I think her great grandchildren, because they're young, and she's like age. She's old.
She recently died.
Did she?
I think she
cooking.
died.
She's like World War II cooking.
World War II cooking, yeah.
Yeah, she's like
Great Depression cooking.
Depression cooking. That's what it was. She's like, oh yeah, just after the war. And she's like
potatoes, hot dogs.
She would make all this food that actually, after she cooked it, looked really good. I was like, that actually looks kind of tasty. But she's like, this is what we ate. But she was like, okay, we barely used any water because we didn't have water. And the water was gross. It was like, and this is how we made it. We did this. We ground this up, and we made a little bit go a long way. And oh, look at those moldy bread. And she took the moldy bread and turned it into like a stuffing or something. And I was like,
yep.
Welcome to World War III.
Yeah, right. But
that's what it's going to be, folks.
Oh, wow.
Hey,
I hope not.
I
certainly hope not.
I certainly hope not, too.
Oh,
We're here in Buenos Aires. Come join us. We're kind of out of the line of fire.
Yeah.
But, we're halfway through our show.
Right, get out of
I have another Brahma, so I'm going to go.
Right. Hashtag Shameless Capitalistic Product Plug.
Yeah.
Oh,
I moved to Brahma now.
Oh, you're switching. I'm going to stay with America on this one, even though they are trillions in debt. But good old Budweiser. Budweiser.
Destroy the food.
Do they have a jingle?
I
don't know, but do any of the beer companies have a jingle?
I do not know, actually.
They just have like a motto more of like King of
more
Beers.
motto. That's
like
King of Beers.
It's like
King of
Coors.
Beers, right?
Yeah,
That's
they have mottos, not jingles.
It's Coors.
Coors. God, from the land of sky blue waters.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Colorado beer.
Miller. It's Miller time.
It's Miller time.
Miller time.
It's
right.
Miller time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. They used to have that Budweiser.
With the
It was like with
frogs.
frogs. I'm not sure that's really their jingle.
That shit is stuck in my head.
That-
It is literally stuck in my head.
Don't you hate it?
I can't
when
get it out.
something stupid like that
Yeah,
sticks in
it
your
is. I
head.
was a little kid watching this. I was like 6 or 7
Look
years
at
old.
that! And now you're drinking.
And
Budweiser.
now here it is. I'm drinking Bud, and I'm thinking Budweiser. I'm like, whoa, that worked.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I cracked that, and as soon as I cracked it, I went Budweiser. Did I not?
Bud.
I did that. I did that subconsciously.
You have been impaired. You've been damaged. Call a lawyer.
Right.
It's worth at least $5-10 mil.
Yeah, that's true.
What they did to you.
Right.
And it's
What they
persistent
did to us.
for like what? 30 years? I mean,
my
come
God.
on. That's serious.
That's true. I could probably win a lawsuit.
Get
for
a little
that.
class action
so.
lawsuit on that.
Yeah, all the kids in our generation. Oh my God, that would. Ooh.
Start a class action.
Yeah.
You'll all get a $12 check someday.
Yeah, right.
15 years from now.
Yeah.
Go spend it on a 6-pack of beer.
Right.
You get in, go buy beer.
Right. It'll be like a $70 million like payout, and then 70 million will go to 71 million. It'll be a 71 million payout. 70 million will go to the attorneys, and 1 million will disperse among the class.
And they'll go buy beer for
They'll
it.
go buy beer.
buy beer,
And it
yeah.
goes right back to the
Well, after that depressing shit, can we have some good news? Jesus, because that.
Okay. We got into a little bit there. Sorry,
Yeah,
folks.
I'm
No,
really-
we're
I'm
not
like-
sorry. I mean, it's,
No, I'm not. It's the truth.
History.
It's just a bunch of facts, and we're just reading them. That's all we do, and we're just commenting on them. But some good news. If it doesn't get blown up in the war, Jesus, I now don't even feel good about sharing this.
Oh, go.
So, the El Impenetrable National Park in northeast Argentina, it's about 500 square miles, the size of LA County, Los Angeles. It's a protected national forest, and it's dry forest. And it's got tons and tons and tons and tons of like wildlife, protected wildlife, like wildlife that's going extinct very rapidly. There's some really cool eagles up there too. I was looking at the eagles. The eagles are awesome in this forest. They're not bald eagles, but they're like South American eagles.
Big birds.
Yeah, they're super cool. Oh my God. Anyway, this forest used to have tons and tons of jaguars. And jaguars are large. Jaguars.
I was gonna say
Jaguars
pumas,
are
but-
roamers.
Wild jaguars?
Yeah.
Oh,
And they
I want to
roam.
see that.
Jaguars, like big cats, they like to roam. They do not stay in one place. They need lots of space. but because of deforestation and soybean fields, they've lost 95% of their roaming space, and they all but one or two of the females got wiped out. So there's this population, like 4 or 5 males are just wandering around, and they're just like, what do we fuck? And they cannot. They're like, what? They're just wandering around.
What am I doing this for?
Yeah,
like pontificating the meaning of life. There are no females. They're like sitting down like Aristotle.
That's
what
it.
What have you been doing?
Right.
It's the prime directive. It's
Right.
propagate.
Right.
Propagate the species.
Right. So
Even in humans, folks.
right. So
Admit it. Accept it.
So this conservationist
And handle
group,
it.
Right. This conservationist group, they were searching and searching and searching. They finally found a female. They capped her. They caught the bitch. They caught her, and they put her in like an open but like soft caged environment, and she was sort of warming around. But eventually, one of the dudes came roaming, and they were like sniffing each other through the cage, and they were like, "Holy shit!" So they opened the cage one night, and the dude walked in, and they did the thing.
They had Congress.
Yes.
They
And then,
made Congress.
first off, it's the first time that a captured animal has procreated with a wild animal.
Uh-huh.
But it's also like they had cubs. So now they're finally going to create a new generation that they might be able to let loose into the wild space, because otherwise they would have gone extinct.
Wow.
So
That's serious. That's great. That's a good story.
yeah,
That's
so
good
That's a good story.
there's a litter of there's 3 or 4 cubs, and then they're gonna like help them all grow, and then but they're
We'll put 'em
sort
out
of
there.
free, sort of.
Well, I mean,
trapped.
I imagine they have no real enemies,
No
predators.
natural-
predators.
They're kind of like the top of the
they're
food
pretty
chain.
high
so,
on
yeah.
the food
But-
chain.
but
they
they
can
have-
run 70 miles an hour. you
Right,
know,
but they have no space to go to because they're large roamers, so they
Yeah.
literally have to change their entire
Those
lifestyle
mentalities.
because they can't go.
Where
to
is
the
this,
soybean-
by the way?
This is
You said Impenetrable?
Impenetrable National Park. It's
It's like
northeast
the
Argentina.
unpenetrable part.
And then the impenetrable, yeah.
And what's
It's-
this, in Tucumán, north in the
it's-
desert?
They share the park with Bolivia and Paraguay.
That sounds like it's dry.
It's a dry forest. Yeah, it's a dry.
I'd imagine
forest.
they'd be like pumas, but they're jaguars,
They're
like with
jaguars.
spots and stuff.
Yep, the jaguars. Yep.
Ooh.
Well, as long as somebody doesn't steal the cubs and make them pets in their house.
Corral the
They
village.
probably won't.
Did you hear about the 400-pound alligator in Manhattan? You didn't hear this?
The what?
Okay, this guy had.
What?
For
It's like
20
Donald Trump get back
years,
to Manhattan?
He had.
I'm joking.
He had a. What?
Donald Trump's back in Manhattan. He's like,
I'm joking. 400
No,
pounds. Okay, go.
For 20 years, he had this alligator, and he has an indoor pool in his house, in his apartment, or whatever.
Oh my God.
And
What
the authorities
Insane.
knew about it, and but it was okay. But then they didn't like the fact that he didn't have enough space for the alligator.
Oh my
but
God.
he let children swim with the alligator
holy
because the
moly.
alligator was domesticated.
I
400 pounds.
Oh,
And so when
domesticated
the
reptile.
authorities found out that he was
Yeah.
letting people,
Well, yeah.
letting children swim with this alligator,
That's a
they
danger.
shut him down and they took
Yeah.
the alligator. And now it's all in the courts. He wants his gator back.
Oh my God! I mean, what parent lets their child go? It's like, oh, we're
That's-
going to Mr. Markey's house. He's gonna let us swim in his alligator. His what? Yeah, he's got a big alligator. We're gonna swim in it.
He's
Oh,
12
What
feet
kind of
long,
redneck mother-
2.5 feet wide.
Yeah.
I mean, they're big
400
gators.
pounds.
Oh
It's like
my
about that
God.
12
That's a true
footer.
story, though.
Huge.
12,
Holy-
16 feet? That's a big, as big as this room.
It probably
Wait,
wasn't
where-
in
where-
Manhattan. It was in New York City.
This was in.
someplace.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You know, maybe they like drugged the alligator so it became docile.
Like sedated it a little bit.
Yeah. Like
I know
maybe
they
it
do that
wasn't
with
domesticated.
when
Maybe
people
it was-
like carry snakes on stage for like, or you know, they have the pythons and people carry them around for their little music videos
Yeah,
or
yeah,
shows.
yeah.
They sedate the snakes.
Yeah, like they're on like
Give a little bit of Xanax, a little Valium, just take the edge
they
off.
drug the animal so it doesn't go
So it's a
crazy.
bit- yeah.
He might have drugged the alligator.
For 20 years?
Go for 20.
Well,
oh my
only
God.
when the kids are in the
Only
pool.
when the kids were around.
Yeah.
All right.
He probably fed it well, so it wouldn't bite him.
Well,
He's like,
if it got to
No.
400 pounds, he fed it well.
Yeah, I got to side with the authorities on that one.
yeah, I agree.
That's-
That's
That's not good.
yeah. Come on, you don't let kids swim with an alligator. Gee, it'll swallow them whole.
Remember that book, Swim with the Sharks?
Oh.
Possible to do. You can swim with sharks.
You can swim with the sharks, but
Jesus.
you're on the edge.
Yeah, the list of things I will never do, just because that's just dumb. I ain't swimming with sharks. I'm not swimming with manta rays. I'm not going into like deep ocean.
Knowingly swim with sharks.
No,
Because when you were in Florida, I know there was a shark in that sandbar.
Oh hell
Oh,
no!
God.
Because those sharks swim so close to shore because it's so beautiful and warm and oh man.
Oh hell!
Love
that's
Miami.
true.
Oh, no,
And they have these little bull sharks and lemon. I think they call
Oh,
them
I
lemon
guess.
sharks or something. That's living right next to the.
Those aren't gonna. Okay.
Still like a 5-foot shark.
You little stupid.
Still like 5-6
Pick it up and
big
slam it
shark.
on
Yeah, he takes out your thigh.
Oh, yeah, right.
A big chunk out of that.
Ugh.
Talk about a pound of flesh.
Oh my
Ew.
god. Ugh. Ugh.
I saw this article, speaking of like sharks and reptiles, this article, probably stupid and false, but it got me to thinking because maybe it might be able to happen because, snakes proliferate so rapidly and grow so rapidly. They were saying that we could possibly feed the human population in the future off of like pythons.
We could what?
Like feed the population off of pythons and snakes. Because they eat the rats. And then you catch the python and just cut it open and take all, snake food.
Snakes.
So
Snake jerky.
Will the human population be fed off of snakes?
I have this thought, I can't get it out of my head. How do snakes screw? I mean,
They like twist it. They just twist.
Do they have penises?
They do, yeah.
They do?
They just start twisting against each other in like a little tight twisty bundle.
And the penis
so
comes out?
Suddenly it'll hit the spot. I think you have to keep twisting for a long time.
That is the weirdest, nastiest.
Because have you seen on like National Geographic when snakes have sex? There's these huge piles of snakes, and they just start twisting amongst each other.
Yeah.
And I guess suddenly the penis will hit the pussy. Yeah,
Oh, there's a place like that over in Palermo. I've heard
so
about
weird.
it. You know, they have a show. They have a.
Oh, you mean that gay club?
It's more than.
Oh, that's called the
There's
snake
a
pile,
place-
girl.
What is it called?
The snake
You-
pile, the
you
one-eyed
told me
snake.
about it.
No, wait.
You told me about this place,
Oh.
and it's like one night a month, and
Oh,
you
Durex.
go in. What?
Are you talking about Durex?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like
Oh.
the sex party.
Actually, my girlfriend knew about that.
Oh, look at that.
In a way, when she was much younger, like 20 years ago.
Oh, my.
And she wanted me to throw out the name America.
Oh,
America Bar. It's a gay bar.
America Bar.
Disco America.
Yeah, Disco America.
Okay,
It's
so
a
that's
gay
not
bar.
the same place.
It's humongous, and there's so many robbers. And if you do come here and you're gay, do not go to America.
I think it's better now. I think they've got
I
it
guess
down.
they cracked down. I mean, we
Yeah.
were walking around the other day, and this guy was like, come to America, and I was like, hey, why do you want us to go to America so bad? He's like, I was like, no, and I stared into his eyes, and he was like, because we're going to steal stuff from you. I was like, told
That's
you.
my shit.
And I slapped him upside his head. And then he walked away quite promptly.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
great. That's great.
But I got it out of him. I was like, they actually send people around to bring people in specifically to steal their phones and wallets.
Whoa! Crazy.
I've had my wallet stolen there.
I've had my wallet stolen there.
When a girl who came with us, she had two iPhones, and and it was in her riñonera, her
and
fanny
yeah,
bag.
and they sold.
iPhone, both of them stole, and her wallet got stolen, and she had a trip to Germany the next day.
Oh God, yeah. So
So she was
Oh,
fucked.
yeah.
Those are some professionals.
Like
Yeah,
those are real
they
good
are.
stealers.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it wasn't
Professional
like that
drugs.
like 30 years ago when my girlfriend
I don't think
was
so.
there.
It morphed into this
Yeah.
weird
Yeah.
place of just.
Yeah, I
It's
think
like
that
you
they're
have
trying
to go to
crack
America.
down. They're trying to crack down because they have a bad
With a
reputation
K.
now. Nobody goes there. I mean, even here I am talking on an international podcast, telling visitors do not go there. That's not good for their brand.
America with a K.
Yeah, with a K. Yeah.
Okay.
They used to have the
There's-
reason I
there's
think it
another
was
club.
too because it was open bar, so you could drink all you wanted.
So
like
everybody
you could
would
just go to the bar and get a
wasted.
free. You never had to pay. You paid the entry fee and then open bar, drink all night.
Oh,
So people
yeah,
get fucked
that's
up.
where- like the gambling casinos, you know, you lose all your inhibitions
Yeah,
and
Yep.
you are a
wasted.
prime target.
Yeah, and
I think
everyone
that
would
was
just take
part
your
of the
stuff.
reason. Yeah.
But they would just go and take advantage of the men in there and women and just hoard up their stuff.
Woo, yeah. There's
Shit
another
gets
club
sold.
called Crocodisho. Crocodile.
Crocodillo. Yes.
You know that, and it's basically a whorehouse.
Oh my God.
Oh,
And
nice.
I thought, coming from the States, you know, we go to titty bars. Where the guys go in and they watch the girls dance
I haven't
naked,
heard that
you know,
word in so
and
long.
you stick
Wow.
$1 up their garter, and they kind of rub
the
their
Rocky.
tits on your face and all that stuff. You go home with perfume all over your face and your wife goes,
And glitter.
Okay, you can't wash it off. But anyhow, I went there because I just wanted to watch naked women dance.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to do, like the States. And they didn't dance naked. It was all full of prostitutes, this bar. And there were the professional ones that worked there, and there were amateurs, there were tables of girls, and I assumed there were guys there too. It's like, so I got a bottle of wine, and I had to pay like
so much.
20,000 pesos.
And
at
that's
the
how they get
time-
you.
Oh my! At the time, that was like $35. This was a long time ago.
Where is this place?
It's in Palermo. I don't know the address, but it does
It's in
exist.
Palermo
I never
somewhere.
went back again.
That's a while ago.
I went there with a friend who was from Philadelphia, and he was retired also. And he said, "Oh, it's a great place, ask for Elizabeth." I went with him and he said, "This is
I don't do good on
Elizabeth."
that
So
one,
I had
right?
two of them dancing with me doing all this shit, And I'm like, this is not what no, I don't do this shit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's way different than a titty bar.
Yeah, that's way different.
That's prostitution.
That's a whorehouse.
I don't think
that's a
there
whorehouse.
whorehouse.
That's a whorehouse.
I don't think
that's
there are.
a harem. Or,
I don't think, because the society is so open, and
it's open
the
up here.
women walk down the street, and 90% of them don't wear brasiers, and they've got their breasts are hanging out, and they're bouncing down the street.
It's like going to
and it's
the
no
park.
big deal. So, America, United States, is the only place that took sex away from us so they could sell it back to us.
I see what you're
Ooh, I like that, yeah.
That's where I'm going.
I
with
see.
this.
Oh,
Here,
okay.
it's no big deal. You go,
Right, it's a big deal.
you
Yeah.
got billboards with,
Right.
in Europe you have
You can
billboards
just do as you please.
with topless women.
Right.
It's no big deal.
Right, gay,
But-
straight, trans, man, woman, it doesn't matter. You just do as you please.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just
It's,
do as you
it's
please.
a really open society, and that
Yeah.
when I talk to
Like
my
that.
Live
friends
your life.
in Italy, and I told one woman about they don't wear brasiers and they're walking down the street. They're really. She says, "I bet you really like that." And I said, "Well, yeah, I like that, but what
Well, it
I
doesn't
like
really
more
matter.
is the openness." That they are able to do this,
The freedom.
and they don't have a problem. The freedom
Yeah.
that they can do this, and they don't have a problem with
They're
it.
right.
That's
Right.
the deal.
It's their right. Yeah.
It's their right
their
to-
right
Yeah.
to just express themselves the
And
way they
that's,
please.
that's unique in all my travels in the United States and Europe,
Versus
and
here,
a little bit in the middle. Of course, the Middle East, they don't do anything. But
But here, it's
Here-
Angles, baby.
it's the only place I've found where people are really
Really just- just
free and open. Brahma, free and open, and it's just not a big deal.
right. I got you on that.
I like
that
that.
makes sense.
And on that note,
Oh.
I think it's time for predictions.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh.
God.
Predication.
Oh.
Prediction.
I didn't do my homework, but I'll try.
Oh well, I have
Try
a
something.
prediction that the Milei after his 100 days, Milei, he's kind of running out of time. He's got to get something done. So I say within the next month or so, he's gonna do something really drastic to squash the protests. He's gonna do something drastic in favor of the people. He's gonna give them a candy bar.
Ooh.
I think he's gonna give the people a candy bar. He's like, here's a piece of chocolate.
Print some money for them.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't like printing money. He might not. He'll. I don't know what he's gonna do. He's definitely not gonna print money because that's gonna destroy everything that he's already done. But he's gonna do something different by decree. I think he's gonna do something to just calm the people down so he can keep working on his shock therapy. Because right now things are getting out of hand, and if something doesn't change soon, people are gonna go up in arms. And it's getting to a point. So I think he's
Well,
gonna.
yeah,
he's
it's
gonna
done up
come
in
up with
arms
something.
already.
It's getting
Yeah.
to the point, yes.
It was pepper spray and Rockstone just
Right.
2 days ago. Yeah.
He's gonna give him a piece of chocolate. He's like, here, have a candy bar, eat that, feel good, and do something else. And then that candy bar will sustain the people for a while. That's my prediction.
Wow.
For the next
that's
coming month.
That's an astute prediction. I like that. Okay. Let's see. It is the end of March. We're entering April soon. Oh, Easter's coming up. Let me do an Easter prediction here. I think it's going to be a really nice Easter. And it was.
What is this?
I don't know.
What kind of Catholic bullshit?
Yeah. So Easter falls in March this year. Very strange. Tom, you got something here?
Yeah.
Like, how do I follow that up?
Take it. I'll take it. Okay. So let's see. I'm predicting that the upcoming presidential election campaigns in the United States is going to get really ugly, and Trump and Biden are going to go at each other, and they're both going to look like horses' asses.
Oh,
And because lately Trump has been lowering himself to the level of the Biden campaign. Now Biden's about as low as you can get. He's. I don't understand why. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, folks. I don't understand why anybody would support Joe Biden. You know, jacked up Joe. Come on, man. We got another 4 years to save this planet, and he ain't gonna do it. Okay. Oh, did I mention I'm a Trump supporter?
Oh my God.
But I'm telling you
These are just your predictions, Daddy.
My prediction is that we're going to see some really low levels, some really depths of negative campaigning. We all know negative campaigning, but it's really going to hit rock bottom in the next, what is it? It's like 7 months before the election. Something like that.
You know, I think I can see that. I think.
And we're just going to have to stand back and take it with a grain of salt.
And then maybe fight back a little bit. It's like, no, we're Americans. We stand for something better than this.
That's what your vote is.
Right.
That's what your vote. So, folks, go vote.
Yeah, it is important.
You know, it's cliche, it's old-fashioned, but damn it, it's all we have in democracy.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for listening to today's Insano first fall episode. Thank you all. If you like what you hear, and especially if you didn't, remember to subscribe on your favorite podcasting app. Remember, we're on Spotify, Apple, and Amazon Podcasts, and most recently, iHeartRadio. Until next week, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another runaway episode of The Velvet Hammer.
Hey, have a great week.